Hello, everybody, and welcome to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. We are live on itmiradio.com, talk channel number 2. And we're going to kick off the show with an interview right here, right now. I am joined with an Indy Pro wrestler from Tennessee. She's mostly known, at least to me, from KZW out in the Kentucky and soon-to-be Tennessee areas. I am joined with Lisa Funk. She's joining me right now. Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, good, and thank you for joining me in kicking off the show.
Oh, no problem.
So let's go ahead and get started. How did your wrestling career get started?
Actually, it started a year ago around this time at the Black Harvest show in KFW in Pigeon Forge. A friend of mine was debuting as a wrestler, and he needed, a girl to be all pretty and walk out with him, for the show and be his manager. And it just kind of shot off from there. And I was a manager slash valet for exactly a year now. And a few months ago, just where I'm backstage a lot and I'm around everybody, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and see if it's something I could do because there's not many female wrestlers around this area.
And
So, yes.
oh, and what was it like making that transition from being a valet slash manager into a wrestler?
Well, the one good thing about it is that you get to study, and the one main thing about wrestling is you need to learn the psychology, how to be able to work the crowd, get them interested, or get them to really hate you. That's one of the main things that I think a person should get down first before they start getting into the business, going into training, so on and so forth. You really have to sort of do a history lesson, like what I do. I watch a lot of the old school wrestling DVDs, study, and you really have to know how to work a crowd and really get them involved because you're really not doing anything unless you get the crowd involved.
Do you remember the first match you ever had?
Yes. And I apologize. My phone is echoing right now. So while I'm talking, I can hear myself talk. My first match, I was in a tag team match with a lady named Cheyenne, Cheyenne Vegas, if anybody knows her out there. She's a really good friend of mine. We trained together, and it was very easy and comfortable to be in a tag team match for my first match, just in case I got lost somehow or, got blown up, then I had someone I could tag, rest a little while, and then get back into it again. But I was extremely nervous, and I've noticed since I've started working more that you still get nervous every time you stand at that curtain. And it's really nothing that really goes away until you step into the ring with your opponent.
So, again, I'm joined with Lisa Funk here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. So, you mentioned Cheyenne. I've interviewed her before. She's very nice and a very talented wrestler in the Tennessee area. She's also been wrestling in the Kentucky area. She's a wrestler for KZW. I know she's there. I know Michelle Myers is there. That kind of leads to my next question. What made you decide to join KZW?
Well, I look up to a lot of people in the business, and I have a lot of really good friends, and a lot of advice I had taken from the men that had been in the business for a long time uh, said that you needed to travel, uh, you needed to train, you just really needed to get out there. You can't just stay in one area. And an opportunity came open when, because me and Gina are really good friends, or Cheyenne are really good friends, and they had invited us to come up there because they needed women to train with and women to have matches with. And it was kind of more comfortable for me because living in Tennessee, working for KFW in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I wanted to go up there, do some training, have some matches, and better myself, and really just come back and kill it at KFW, which I'm going to do tomorrow night for the first time.
What do you like the most being a wrestler? Do you like being on the road? You like hanging with your peers in the locker room, fan interaction? What do you like the most being a wrestler?
The most, I don't know, the thing that really keeps me into it is just everybody is so fascinated. You know, once you tell someone what you do, I mean, the room gets quiet and everybody just wants to listen, you know. And I remember being in the same situation, sitting there listening, you know, to legends like Ricky Morton, Dirty White Boy, and all of them as they sit and tell me the stories about their life. And it's just so fascinating. And it keeps you healthy and fit. I'm constantly trying to take care of my body because at one time I was a large girl, and it just makes me want to work harder and harder and be able to improve my physique and be able to improve my strength and be able to wow people. So
How would you
it's opened the door for opportunities.
how would you describe your wrestling style?
I must honestly say a majority of the time I am the bad guy. I'm always all black, sometimes all leather. I like to come out and just have fun with the crowd. I haven't quite gotten to the point to what kind of style I want to go with. You know, I've experimented with different kinds of, personalities in the ring, but I haven't quite found the one I'm wanting to hold on to yet. But personality-wise, I'm the same. A lot of people don't like me, but then again, people cheer me when I come out. Even though I might talk crap to them, they still cheer me. So I must be doing something right.
That's just what all boils down to. You got their attention, and that's definitely what you need as a wrestler when you're on the microphone and speaking, and you got their attention. So that's a good look. That's a good look. Um, so I'm obviously get the feeling that you like being a heel a lot more than being a babyface.
If I'm having a stressful day, yes. Because you can go out there and just let out all your steam on everybody. And you have a security guard that stands in between you and the fan. So that's a lot of fun.
Just to hear a lot of wrestlers say that, I definitely get the feeling that wrestling has become a therapy for a lot of people. Just to get their frustrations out when they have a hard day of work or hard
It's a
week.
stress reliever.
Oh yes, stress reliever, therapy, I guess whatever you want to call it. It's just something to let it out, And whoever your opponent is, nothing personal, but we out there to perform and entertain.
Mhm.
So for what
You hope they know what they're doing.
that's definitely the big hope right there. Um, So I heard that you was originally scheduled to be a part of Magnificent Ladies Wrestling several weeks ago, and you was unable to make it. Is that something that you still would like to do at some point?
Yes, unfortunately, I have a daughter, and she was very sick that day, and I just could not, you know, leave her to go do that. But I am rescheduled for, I believe, November 10th, and I'm definitely going to go up there, and I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. The girls that I travel with went, and they had nothing but wonderful things to say about the organization. So I feel a lot more comfortable coming into the situation since I really had never worked for them before. So I'm a little excited. It's something different. It's a new experience. I'm open to new experiences every day. So.
Of course, Michelle and Cheyenne were there a few weeks ago, and for what they told me, they had a great time doing, being a part of that company, and it's something that they both will consider doing more in the future. So you heard it here first. I'm guessing Thomas Darnell, who's in charge of the company, hasn't announced the November, but you gotta you let the cat out of the bag on this show, and I appreciate that. So Lisa Funk will be included on November tapings. So go to magnificentladieswrestling.com. Most likely in October, that's when they're announcing November participants, and book Lisa a match against any of the females that's included, and I'm sure they got a couple of males as well. You mentioned you got a show scheduled tomorrow, and of course you are part of KCW. Do you have any other wrestling matches and shows that you will be a part of that you would like to promote?
Well, this weekend, starting tomorrow, with KSW and Pigeon Forge, we are joined with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, where Matt Hardy is going to be wrestling for us. And I guess they have me scheduled wrestling Rebby Sky. So I'm quite excited about that. I spoke with her a little bit today. She is a pleasure to talk to. I'm a little nervous because of her background, because she has been trained by Matt, and but I'm pretty confident that I won't disappoint my fans. So that's tomorrow. That's Black Harvest 6, Pigeon Forge for KSW. Saturday, I am with SSW in Mount Carmel, Tennessee, and I am wrestling Misty James. That's tomorrow, Saturday night. Sunday, we're in, actually, Michelle and myself are in Oneida doing a TV taping for Era Wrestling. So the next time I'm at KZW, I believe it's October 13th. It's going to be against me and Michelle Myers, and it'll be my first paddle on a pole match. So I'm quite excited about how that's going to turn out. Going to let you know, Michelle, you're going down. You're going to get paddled. So be ready.
Some fighting words from Miss Funk. That's going to be very interesting. Paddle on the pole match. Lisa versus Michelle. I love you both, so I'm not going to pick sides on that one. I'm going to just let y'all two fight, and may the best female win. So who do you consider as influences in your wrestling career?
Influences, I would have to say my trainer, Tony Anthony, a.k.a. Dirty White Boy, a.k.a. T.L. Hopper. I grew up watching Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton. He's a dear friend of mine. Also, like in the professional wrestling as of recent, Lita from the Hardy Boys. Would love to be able to have the talent she has, along with other women, such as China, even though she has strayed a little bit. I admire the fact that she wrestled men. It takes a lot of guts to be able to wrestle, men and be able to really just pull it off and really just make a crowd pop. So I would honestly say probably those people there were really big influences for me.
You pointed out China, and I gotta say, I do have a lot of respect for her as a talent inside the ring, and like you said, she's not afraid to go up against the guys, and she held her own. Not a whole lot of people can say that, being at a male-dominant industry, to be in the ring with guys, more guys than girls, and she held her own. And regardless what people feel about what she's doing now, I mean, you can't take away what she's accomplished. She first female to win an Intercontinental title, first female to be in the Royal Rumble and King of the Ring tournament. I mean, that's not a whole lot of females can say that. So I give her a lot of kudos on that. Give her a lot of kudos.
If you ever see me, you will see a mixture of how she used to dress, between how Lita used to dress, and that kind of is my style when I come out to the ring. And I think when I come out as the bad guy, I think I blow myself up about 20 times bigger than my actual size. At least I tried to anyway, since I'm a small girl. So your personality totally changes when you go through that curtain and you're in front of everybody, and you're wanting to make sure you don't disappoint and make sure you give it your all and make it worth these people to buy more tickets and come to all our shows and talk about us and bring wrestling back to what it was, which back in the 80s, we can't even, I don't know, in the 80s it was just so big, and I really hate the fact it's kind of died down a little since then. But back in the 80s, if I was wrestling then, honey, you better believe I would definitely be trying my best to reach for the top.
As you have been a wrestler for over a year now, what are some other goals you'd like to accomplish?
I want to be able to do this for a while and avoid injury. The sad thing about this business, you've got to be careful with how you handle your body and how other people handle it. You got to be careful with training, which I strongly want to suggest to people that if you decide to get into this business or this sport, which it is a sport, you really got to take it serious. You can't be doing backyard wrestling without a professional trainer to be there to let you know what you need to do. You can't be out there like a bunch of little kids trying to do moonsaults off trampolines, things like that. It is a very dangerous sport. It takes a lot of training in your body, and you have to really just study the business. And I'm hoping, and the one thing I do realize now, even talking to the professionals, you're always learning. You don't know it all. I don't care how people blow you up. You do not know it all. And I'm hoping that I can get the training and be as good as the girls that are in Impact Wrestling or WWE, which I know I'm getting to the point to where age is an issue, and I am getting into this at a late age, but I'm hoping to overcome a lot of obstacles and be able to better myself and be better than I was in my 20s. So I just want to push myself and make everybody proud of me and me be proud of myself.
Who are some wrestlers that you haven't had a chance to work with but would like to be in the ring with someday?
Gosh. To be honest, I mean, if we're talking big time, I do like Beth Phoenix. I love her stature. She kind of reminds me of a China in a way. So that's one person I would like to work with. There's people like Sarah Del Rey that are really moving up in the business that I would like to work with. And I feel that if I start working with these people, that means I'm actually going somewhere. So that's all I can say at the moment. There's probably just those few, because I'm already working with some really good people right now.
Speaking of Beth Phoenix and Sarah Del Rey, both ladies are going different directions. Beth Phoenix been reported she may be on her way out of the WWE by the end of the month, and Sarah Del Rey has been confirmed through various reports that she's on her way to the WWE, and so obviously WWE making some changes. But tomorrow night on SmackDown, this may be one of her last matches against Natalya. So I guess that's the match that a lot of people, including myself, been wanting to see, and we're gonna get it tomorrow night on SmackDown. So I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, people can check you out on Facebook under the name Lisa Funk. Everyone check her out in the Tennessee area on the show she's already mentioned. KZW, she'll be there as well. And Magnificent Ladies Wrestling, she makes her debut in November. All I can say is if you're in the Kentucky and Tennessee area, keep an eye out on the name Lisa Funk. I'm already good friends with Michelle and Cheyenne, and you got yourself a new fan and friend as well. And hopefully one day I'll love to see you in KZW at some point.
Oh, well, thank you.
And my last question will have to be if you can give anyone advice to anyone out there that wants to get into the wrestling business, what would it be?
You got to take the sport serious. It's not all about the glitz and glam. Like I said, you have to be dedicated. You're going to have to be willing to put some money into it to make sure you have good training. You want to make sure you have somebody that has performed in front of thousands of people to train you, that's went somewhere, that's gained respect, and you have got to dedicate, if this is something you want to do and take serious, I would say get into it at a young age, because I hear after the age of 33, they really don't look at you in the business as in WWE or TNA. So start young, study, and make sure that you're just really careful and you're in a controlled environment when you're doing any kind of wrestling move, and make sure you have someone there that knows what they're talking about. That's the main thing, because you could really hurt yourself. You know, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, hurt himself terribly, and he was a professional. So you just got to be careful. You got to make sure this is something you're wanting to dedicate your life to, because it does consume you. And that's really the main thing I've got to let you know. And you got to let your family know, too, that it is your life. The wrestling business, they're my family now. The wrestlers I'm with are now my family because we spend so much time together.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you, Lisa, for joining me this evening. Have a great wrestling-filled weekend. Have a great career. Best of success goes out to you. And again, thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me once again.
You have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Indy Pro Wrestler Lisa Funk joining me here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.